Hey guys, it's Nafisa. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I sat down to film a get ready with me where I asked you guys on Instagram to ask me questions, and you guys came through with the questions. So we're going to answer them and kind of see what you guys want to know. So yes, without further ado, let's get on to this video. Okay, guys, so we have a lot of questions. We're gonna go ahead and get into them. But I'm gonna start with moisturizing my skin because I have like very dry skin, guys. The first question, Feduz asks, how's life post-grad? And then I'm gonna go in with my Tower 28 facial spray, and I'm just gonna let that sit in for a second. My life post-grad has honestly been like very nice. A lot of time. I realize like I have a lot of time to kind of just do whatever I want. Next, I'm gonna go in and do my eyebrows. So I just usually put gel on them. In undergrad, like I knew I had time to myself and like free will, but like post-grad really you realize just how much free time you actually have. So like filling up my time with, you know, things that I'm passionate about or things that I always like kind of put to the side in undergrad. I've kind of had time to like indulge in that. Post-grad has taught me a lot about myself. I feel like I'm going to always continue to learn more about myself in this whole journey of life, but once again, just learning more about myself, learning about like what I want in this life. Amani, I believe, asks, what's my favorite product? Okay, I don't know if this is like makeup related or just like any product in general, so I'll kind of do both, I guess. My favorite product has definitely been my journal, okay? If you guys know me, you know how much I love to journal. A lot of people think I usually journal like the bad, but I journal the good and the bad. I journal just anything that's on my mind that I need to like put on paper, that I need to just get out of my mind. I feel like it helps a lot. I feel like there is no structure when it comes to journaling. I feel like you can just write down whatever you want to write down. I feel like it helps seeing it on paper. Like, and then makeup wise, I would definitely say blush is like my favorite like makeup product in general, and I would say the Huda Beauty one. I like love a good like plum colored blush, and this one, it's in the color Black Cherry. Like this is like the perfect like toasty fall color, so definitely love me some blush. And Minal asks, talk about your experience on Capitol Hill. I'm gonna go in with my Makeup by Mario bronzer and start bronzing. Alhamdulillah, like my experience on Capitol Hill has been going well so far. It's been about a month of me on the hill, and alhamdulillah, like I can say I've had the best experience so far. Obviously, like with this administration being like red, the majority in both House and Senate, like I'm not gonna lie, I feel like unwanted oftentimes in this space, but I never internalized that really. And alhamdulillah, like I'm on the hill with a bunch of other Muslims as well, so if I ever need that support or people to talk to, like I have my community, alhamdulillah, there for me. But I won't lie and say it's all been sweet. Like it's definitely a place, like as a visible hijabi woman, like you can kind of feel like maybe I'm not meant for this place, or even just like hill culture is very pretentious. There are a lot of pretentious people on the hill. I feel like you just have to make that space for yourself. You can't think like that, and even when you do think like that, talk to people. Like don't internalize that. Obviously, like you definitely are meant to be there, and it's their goal, it's the opposition's goal to make you feel like you don't belong there. So that was the Rare Beauty blush. I've had this for so long, guys. As you can tell, I love it, and I don't know what I'm gonna do when I run out because we don't buy from Rare Beauty anymore. I think I was saying like Allah wouldn't put you in a position if he knew you couldn't succeed in it, or if he knew like you weren't meant for it. So honestly, like whenever you have those thoughts of like imposter syndrome or like not belonging in a place, know that like, well, you're here, so like obviously, and they chose you, so like obviously you're meant for this place. So I would say honestly, like my experience as a whole on the hill has been good. I love my office. I feel like I'm learning so much. I personally have like background in advocacy and like state work, but I never had it on the federal side, so this is like my first time seeing it on that side, and I'm only like a month into it, so I feel like I'm gonna give a proper debrief of like my whole experience once I complete it, inshallah. But yeah, so far it's been good. Afnan asks, biggest life lesson. So guys, I'm going in with my Hourglass concealer. This is in the color Flax. Biggest life lesson, I feel like I'm gonna learn so many more life lessons, but my biggest life lesson right now is to be patient. I feel like every year I say, you know, like I'm gonna trust the process, and like I have tawakkul in Allah, I trust Allah and his plan, like all this, and then I'll have to go through a test and I will just like crash out. I will completely lose that mentality that I had. And like if you would have asked me in January if I would think that my life would look the way it looks like now, I would not believe you. I thought, you know, things were gonna work out in my way. All the plans that I had, I thought they were gonna happen in the exact way I thought. And so for things to play out how they played out for me now and 10 months into the year, Like, alhamdulillah for it all, and I truly like would not have it any other way. I feel like I used to be a type A person, and so I feel like as I'm growing up, growing wiser, I'm kind of growing out of that and realizing that like Allah truly is the best of planners, and I just have to be patient with that plan. Like I said, everything is not going to go my way, and nothing, like, who said it was gonna go my way, you know? My biggest lesson is just like remain patient. Okay, Yuma aka Mariam asks favorite book. Let me grab it. Okay, so this isn't like my all-time favorite book, it's just like a book that I finished recently that I really like, but it's The Thing Around Your Neck by Chimamanda Adichie, and I really love this book. It's a collection of short stories, and so the short stories have like different themes in them, but they all come together to talk about like a central theme at the end. You just have to like let it digest. So most of these stories are based on like an African perspective, so every chapter kind of has its own theme and characters. It talks about gender, immigration, a Nigerian woman's experience in the US, kind of how to figure oneself out. So it's just a very good book. I highly recommend it because it's one of those books where like it has so many themes, but you have to let them digest and kind of sit back and be like, wait a minute. Like, I'm gonna use my Glossier Lash Slick for mascara. Yuma also asks favorite product or item of September. I would say definitely my camera. I've been like getting back into photography more and using my camera. Yuma also asks go-to coffee order. Oh my god. So it honestly depends on like where I'm at, but if it's in the morning, I'm definitely always gonna get a cappuccino or like a drip coffee. I like my coffee strong, and I don't like a lot of creamer and stuff. They don't really have Spanish lattes here, but every time I'm abroad or like at a specialty cafe like a Maria or Kahwa House or Shotted or whatever, I always get a Spanish latte. Like, that's my go-to. So, but I also do love a good chai, like chai, whatever you call it. Like, I love some chai. As soon as 4 p.m. hits, like I also need to have like a hot drink. I feel like I'm turning into my mom. But Halima says, what's something you wish more people knew about you? That I'm putting on my lashes, and for those that are gonna ask, these are the lashes that I use, but I just cut like the top of, but I'll link them in the description box for those that might want them. I just wish people knew that like I just love quiet. I love like just quietness, even though I feel like I give off like a loud energy or a loud vibe. I love like my solitude. I love like just quietness. And I think because people think maybe because I make YouTube videos or something that like I'm just so bubbly, I'm just such a character. Yuma asks a show you never get tired of rewatching. I never get tired of rewatching How to Get Away with Murder. I know that title itself sounds like, oh girl, what you watching? But it's actually a really good show and I love it. I also can never get tired of watching like Pretty Little Liars, Martin. Oh my god, I love me a good like 90s black sitcom, so I love Martin. Noda asks, who's your goat? My goat is definitely my mom. Like, I'll never stop talking about that woman. Allahumma barik, may Allah bless her endlessly. Ameen, say ameen. My mom has honestly been like my rock. She's held me down. She is just my biggest supporter in anything that I do, and so my mom is definitely my go. I love her. Just never stop talking about her, and I know mama you're watching this, so mama, I love you, queen. Noor also asks favorite ayah and why. A lot of people actually ask me this, so let's get into it. So my favorite chapter is Surah Yasin, and my favorite verse is 82, and I will read it for you guys. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Innama amruhu idha arada shay'an ay yaqula lahu kun fayakun. And that translates to, all it takes when you will something to be is simply to say be, and it is. I feel like that verse completely embodies kind of like everything that I've been working on, and I've always read be and it is, be and it is, be and it is, and like for years now I've always read that, obviously, and I'm just like, okay, you know, but I never like internalized it. I never like thought to think more of it, I feel like, until last year. And I saw this one post that was like, you might make dua for a cake, but Allah might give you like the flour, the sugar, the butter. You just have to like, you know, make that cake yourself. And I thought that's so true. Like, I might want something so bad, but Allah will give me the pieces to make it happen in a different way. It might not be the way that I think it's gonna happen, but Allah obviously knows the best way for it to happen. This ties back to my whole theme of kind of like patience being something that I've learned this year and something that I'm working on this year and really internalizing. Yeah, this is definitely my favorite ayah, and I actually have it. So I got this ring from Nominal, and it says kun fayakun on it. Allah will say be, Allah will make things happen the way it should be, so it's not up to me to kind of like go crazy over how things play out. So yeah, that's definitely my favorite ayah. What's the last thing you've ate that made you smile? Honestly, my mom's pilau. Since I don't like live at home anymore, I feel like I just have a taste for like home cooked food, like home cooked meal Swahili food. And so alhamdulillah, like my mom, like she'd be throwing down in the kitchen after like a long day of work, coming home and knowing that I have like fresh like food, comfort food that I enjoy at home is like something that makes me smile. I'm using this e.l.f. eyebrow pencil to just accentuate my I don't know if they're freckles or if they're just birthmarks, but I have like birthmarks around my nose and like, you know, my chin area, so I just kind of like to accentuate them a bit. Falzat asks, where do you want to live one day somewhere other than Kenya? You obviously know me very well because you know I was gonna say Kenya. Okay, if Kenya is not on the table, I will definitely say, if we're talking abroad, I'll definitely say Oman. Like that's probably the next best place. I've lived abroad before, but I think at one point in like my young adult life I'd like to live abroad. I feel like it's, you know, one of the quieter Gulf states, which I appreciate because I don't like too much noise. I feel like they did a good job at preserving like their culture, and as a Swahili we have roots, we have lineage in Oman as well. I would love to be, you know, around my family. And next I'm using the Huda Beauty baking powder in the color Peach Pie. And then Falzat asks favorite song and why it's special to me. Definitely say my favorite song, or like a song that I enjoy, is definitely Cinderella by Mac Miller. I just love like cutesy songs and like lovey songs, so definitely that song. I feel like it's also like timeless. They're not sitting there like being derogatory towards women. Like I just love cutesy songs. Like, someone asks, what's your dream in life? Oh my god, that's a good question. My dream in life is to be successful, to be financially free. I'm not like a careerist. Like I'm not gonna spend my whole life trying to like, you know, be the best, be like the boss of the world and like be the biggest leader in the world, you know. But like I hope that I can be successful in my career. I hope it can be a career that can allow me to be like financially free, provide for my family, but I also hope I like don't lose my morals along the way. I hope to live a life that like keeps me grounded, and obviously the end goal is to go to Jannah, so I hope I can live a life that leads me to Jannah, inshallah. Okay, Roa says, what are 4 life advices you learned in your 20s that you'd give your younger self? Oh, this is actually a very good question. Okay, I'll definitely say analyze people from their behaviors rather than what they tell you. I think oftentimes we want to see the best in people, and that's great, you see the best in people, but sometimes guys, people just aren't the best. Like I could tell you, oh, I'm a nice person, but then when I go out I like treat someone so poorly, and obviously that contradicts my word. And that's something actually Mariam told me that I was kind of like I don't know, because I'm just such the person that's like, no, but they're good, like I just have to see the good in everyone. But no guys, you just have to take people from what they show you, how they respond to you, how they treat other people. Like take their action as bond. The next thing I'll say is definitely, Nafisa, trust your gut, trust your intuition. I feel like I once again was always that person that was like, no, like there's always something, like no, like it can't be, like no, I'm like reading too much into this or something. But no, if your stomach is just turning because something happens, if you feel it deep down, know that that's coming from a place of truth, and that's something that you need to acknowledge. The next thing I'll say is definitely decenter men. I feel like this is a given. I feel like a lot of the times Muslim women, when we grow up, we hear like about marriage a lot, or you know, that in our future, which is great. Inshallah we find the right partner, inshallah we get marriage in the right way, say ameen. But I definitely don't think we need to value ourselves based on that. Like guys, there's more to your life than that. There's more to the plot. Like y'all have completely lost the plot. Like it's not just about a man. I definitely think decentering that idea and kind of just building yourself up, genuinely work on yourself, build yourself up, value yourself, because at the end of the day you are your own person. You are not put in this world to be all up under a man or like base your life on a man. So yeah, just decenter men. Also guys, I'm using the Lawless gloss in the color Nudie. I also love strawberry shortcake. And I think the last thing I would say is honestly, like you don't have to have your life all figured out, especially like just coming of age, growing up. I definitely think no one has it all figured out. They just kind of act like they do. Your life could change in an instant. You don't know the kind of circumstance that you'll have next week. As someone who was a type A person, like guys, this is me telling you that like do not think that you have to have it figured out. Like I think every day is just figuring yourself out, figuring out what you want in this life, being a better person. Like every day that you wake up is a day to be a better person, or if you lacked on something the previous day, it's a day to make up for it. So genuinely, like don't take life too seriously. Obviously I'm not saying go out and do like crazy things, but I'm saying like don't expect to have it all figured out, because I don't think anyone in life truly does. I think I hit all the questions. Oh my god, I did not think I was gonna get into that. But yes, so this is the finished look. This is kind of like my everyday look. Some days I do the lashes, some days I don't. It just depends on kind of how I'm feeling, but this is pretty much the look that we did today. Inshallah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I didn't yap for too long. Comment down below also if there's any like future videos that you'd like to see from me, because I'd be happy to do them. But yes, I think that's all for this video today, guys. Inshallah, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.